All right, so I'm going to respond to these comments made on my last video by Rafi, and he made some good points that I want to address and I want to discuss at length. I did have a response to him. Some of the comments were hidden, but then I did this little thing where it shows the comments. I'll show you guys that. And yeah, it's gonna be probably a long video, so I'm gonna just get right into it. So if you guys look on the screen, this was the original post right here that he made. And Rafi, if you're watching this, yeah, I'm gonna basically be talking to you, but to everyone else, obviously. And I didn't say everything I wanted to say because I was concerned with what would be hidden and what would be shown. And I'll show you guys what happens here on YouTube. So if you do by top comments, as you can see, all the comments are hidden. So you won't see his comments and you won't see my response to him. But if you do newest first, then his comments show up and my responses show up. I only had a few responses, but the real lengthy response I had is right here. So I'm going to start with this comment. This was the first comment I saw. Then I'm going to address the rest. So he says, and this is on the last video. So if you guys haven't watched the last video, I recommend you go watch that first and then come back to this one. He said, you have some interesting and thought-provoking explanation. There is another psyop on the cars called the Alien Savior Project. Now, what he's talking about is where I was saying that, right now they're trying to do a psyop with the aliens, right? They're trying to say that, oh, these alien craft that you're seeing are these UFOs, UAPs, these drones. They're aliens that are trying to take over the world and yada, yada, yada. There's a whole mess. The government keeps lying. When I say they, I'm talking about the evil ones that control the world. They're telling the governments to put out this information. And they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the people what the truth is of what's going on. So nobody really knows what's happening. And everybody's confused. Everybody's trying to make up a story of what they think is happening. And nobody has the answers, right? So I'm looking at all these people talking about this and I'm putting two and two together. I'm giving you guys the best answer that I could come up with what I think is happening. And I feel like I'm 99.9% on the ball. The only little slight 0.1% off is until things are revealed, nobody can be 100% sure of what's happening, right? There's always going to be some doubt and questions until everything is exposed. But anyways, so continuing on with his comment, he says there's another psyop on the cars called the Alien Savior Project. What happens is that in that scenario is that the governments of the world manufacture global events that are malevolent towards humanity. Think of major world wars, major viral pandemics, etc., and then manufacture through Project Bluebeam, where supposed good aliens then come down and show themselves as man's savior and have talks with the government on how they are going to stop this war pandemic. And that was another thing I talked about was Project Bluebeam, where it's supposed to be some kind of psyop where aliens present themselves in some religious manner and they introduce a new religion or some nonsense. And that's one thing that you guys need to watch out for is anybody that's religious or that is using the Bible as a source when it comes to what's happening with these UFOs, UAPs. I would be very wary of those people because, first of all, those people have low IQs. They're not very intelligent people. That's why they believe in religion and the Bible to begin with, because they don't know anything. They don't have a sense to figure out what the truth is from the lies. That's the first thing. Second of all, because so many people are religious, it's going to be easy for them to fall for some Jesus coming down with angels to save them crap, right? So that's something you guys need to be wary of. So if this starts to happen, where you start to see some kind of story being put out, or even if it's played out where it looks real, where it seems like this is what's happening, that, oh, Jesus and God and the angels are coming back and they're going to pass judgment, this, that, and the other. If you see anything like that, I would immediately dismiss that as a lie and not the truth, and I wouldn't fall for it. That's my warning to you guys. Now, you can believe whatever you want to. I'm just telling you that that's not something that I'm going to fall for. Let's just say that. I can see right through the bullshit, and I'm not going to fall for something that ignorant. But a lot of people will fall for it. So be careful with those people. And the next thing he says is, of course, the average human is left out of these discussions and decisions, which in and of itself is suspicious. Yes, the reason why the average human is left out is because the average human is retarded. That's the truth. And not just that, but they also feel like because humans are so stupid and ignorant and low IQ, that they can take advantage of them and do whatever they want and tell them whatever they want. And that's the sad reality of the world that we live in. Most of humanity is easily fooled, easily deceived. For me, personally, I feel like the only thing that will work is to be harsh with humans. I don't believe in cuddling humans or patting them on the head saying, great job, you'll get them next time, encouraging humans when they're doing the wrong thing. They're not thinking correctly. They're not seeing what the truth is. So for me, a harsh wake-up call is what humanity needs. I don't believe in this nonsense of we got to be kind to everybody all the time, and that's how we're going to get people to see the truth. It doesn't work for me. I don't think that's going to work. I'm sorry. To me, what that leads to is people becoming even more sheeple and just following a leader to their doom. That's what I see happening with that. I'm just as real as it gets. I'm telling you guys the truth. I don't hold back anything. And I tell you guys, take it or leave it. I'm not trying to create a cult or a religion around me, or everyone has to believe everything I say. But if you don't believe what I say, then I recommend you not watch me or listen to me and watch somebody else that you do believe and you want to follow. But I promise you, those people that aren't saying what I'm saying are going to lead you down a dark path. That's all I can tell you. You may not like the way I say things, but at least I tell you the truth. That's the best I can do for you. It is what it is. So let me continue with what he was saying here. And then he says, the outcome is that humans will willingly accept and encourage the takeover as they hate what governments have done to us for years, not knowing that the new rulers, aka good aliens, are manufactured and controlled by the state government and the same evil ones who currently control all governments. Now, I'm not sure, Raffi, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the reason why you're using the term good aliens is because I said there are good aliens and bad aliens, and that's what's being thrown around, right? Everybody's talking about the good versus bad aliens, right? Truth of the matter is this. Good is a point of view. Evil is a point of view. Good to you might be bad to someone else and vice versa, right? So when I say good, I'm talking about from my perspective of what I see as good. And I can describe that. It's very simple. I believe in freedom. I believe in nobody telling me what to do. I believe in being able to do what I want. I don't believe in killing people. I don't believe in doing evil things to people. And people are born with an innate ability to know what's good from bad. People just know. But some people are evil and they actually prefer evil over good. So to an evil person, good is bad and evil is good. Do you see how that works? So for me, I'm not going to say that I'm a good person, but I would prefer the good way of living and the good way of doing things. That's what I would prefer. That's the world that I want to live in, right? I don't want to live in this world that we live in now. This world we live in now is evil. I don't like it. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing here. That's why I made this channel, and that's why I'm talking. Until this changes, until we are in the new age, the new world, whatever, the golden age, whatever you want to call it, right? The utopia that everyone keeps talking about. Until we get there, I'm going to keep talking until it happens, right? I need to see it happen. It needs to happen. It hasn't happened yet. It seems like we're in the process of it happening, right? But the good aliens believe in humans being free to rule themselves and to do what they want to do without any outside influence, from the evil ones. Now, the evil ones believe in controlling humans and making them do what they want. Again, a lot of people actually prefer the evil way. I don't know if I want to say a lot, but there are enough people. Honestly, I might just say a lot of people, because the way the world is structured right now is very evil to me. I don't like the way the world is. And people like working. People like being told what to do and being ruled. And they love the money system. All the things that we have, the society, the structure, the way it's created, is created to keep humanity as a slave race. That's what it is. That's all this is. And humans seem to be okay with it for the most part. They whine and complain about it, but they don't want to do anything about it. They don't want to really change it. They're like comfortable with the way things are. And I'm not. I'm definitely not. That's why I'm speaking out against it. But the issue with that is, for me, is that I have to, try to convince people that are okay with what's happening here that it's not okay. And they have to wake up to see that the way the world is not the way it's supposed to be. Because everyone's been conditioned to believe that this is the way things are supposed to be. And that's just not the truth. This is the way it's been created for us and constructed for us. But this isn't a natural human design. This isn't the way humans are supposed to live, right? So again, some people prefer to live in a world like this. And I feel like the problem with humans is that they are so passive, complacent. I don't know what the right word is, but they just don't want to do anything. Lethargic, I guess is the best word. They just don't want to get out of it. Like, they don't want to do it. Like, what it will take to change the world, they don't want to take those steps. Because either they're afraid, they're scared, they're lazy, whatever the case is, right? There's always an excuse. Oh, I'm working, I'm doing this and that. I don't want to, put the effort that it requires to change the world. I'm just worried about my little menial 9-to-5 life with my family and blah, blah, blah. That's how everybody lives, right? And sadly, because humans are like that, that's why we have the world that we have. It's chaos. It's evil. It's corrupt. It's garbage. I don't know what else to say. The good aliens, again, are trying to free us. Now, if you think being free is a good thing, then when the good aliens come down here, and that's how you can tell the difference between the good aliens and the bad aliens. Aliens aren't trying to control us and create a system for us. They're trying to free us from the system we're in. But a lot of people are going to actually not believe in them. They're going to actually believe the evil aliens, which are going to present themselves as humans. They're going to cloak as humans or mask themselves as humans. And people are going to say, oh, well, they're trying, the good alien, they're going to think they're bad, but it's actually the good aliens. The good aliens are going to try to free us from this world. And the bad aliens are going to say, look, they're trying to take over and change everything and make everything different. Do you guys want to listen to them? It's like, the best way I can describe it is Harriet Tubman. Apparently she said this. I don't know, but somebody said this one time. I heard it. And she said, I could have freed more slaves if they knew they were slaves. Now, even worse than that, from my research, there were slaves that wanted to be slaves because they were comfortable living as slaves because their masters took care of them, or they were comfortable in their system. Sadly, that's the world we live in now, except it's not as intense as that. It's not as crazy as slavery, right? We're not as constricted, but that's because they have the whole world as a slave race. They don't need, a specific group of people when they can control the whole world and have the whole world be a slave race, right? So, long story short, because humans don't really know that they're slaves to aliens or demons or whatever you want to call it, and they think that humans are ruling them, they're content with the way things are, and they're going to fall for the bullshit. They're either going to fall for the fake shit with Christ, where Jesus is coming with the angels and blah, blah, blah. They're either going to fall for that because of religions, or they're going to fall for, oh, the bad aliens are actually the ones that are trying to free us. They're trying to change the system. Those are the bad guys right there, because the evil ones are gonna say that the good ones are bad because they're trying to change things. And people are so, I guess, a Stockholm syndrome, right? You know, Stockholm syndrome is when you're so abused by your captor that you like fall in love with your captor, and you want to stay with your captor. That's what humans have. They have Stockholm syndrome. They've been beaten down so badly by the systems of the world that they're comfortable with it. They're used to it. They're like, oh, whatever. This is just the way things are. I hear so many people say this shit. Like, it pisses me off every time I talk to someone and they say, well, that's just the way things are. That's just the way the world is. We can't do anything about it. We can't change it. Or it could be worse. It could be worse. Anytime I hear people say that, I want to punch them in the face. That's the truth. I just get so angry. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? Because why can't it be better? Why can't the world be better? Or why can't we do better? Or why do things have to always be the way they've always been? Why can't we change it and make it better? That's humans are just, it's like everyone I meet is like that. I haven't met someone that's not like that. Maybe a few people, but they're so rare that it's not even worth talking about. But anyways, so that's all I wanted to say about the good versus bad aliens. So let me get back to this comment. Then he says, it's a quick and clean solution to creating a one world government, making humans happily accept this and not fight against it. Here's the thing about that. There's nothing wrong with having a one world government. That's not an issue. The issue is, because to me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think every country should be like the United States. And when I say like the United States, I'm talking about the original United States, where we're supposed to have freedoms and blah, blah, blah. The original idea of what the United States is supposed to be, I think every country should be that way. And if the United States took over the whole entire world and every country was like the United States, I would be fine with it. I'd be like, hey, why not? There's people talking about that Trump is trying to take over Greenland and take over Mexico or Canada, whatever. And I'm like, why not? Who cares? Why do we need all these countries? Why? To me, like I said, every country should be like the United States. Period. So this idea that people have been brainwashed to believe that a one world government is a bad thing, that's an MK Ultra tactic. That's like, you can't just think, oh, one world government, automatically a bad thing. Now, it's a bad thing if the government is controlled by evil entities, then yeah. Because the system only works if you have the right people. That's the issue with the United States right now. The people that are in control of our government are all corrupt, evil people. They're evil demons, basically. That's who's controlling us. That's who's controlling the world. So, of course, there's an issue with the one world government when you're thinking about it from the perspective of the way that things are right now, with the people that are controlling things now, right? So when you see that, then you're like, well, why the fuck would I want to live in the world with a one world government? But then think about all the governments in the world. They're not that good. And the United States is the best government, right? At least the idea. It's the best idea for a government. But look at every other country, right? And what they do. Are they any better than the United States? Or would you rather live there than here? Yeah, we have. I think the only issue that, we have really, again, it's really the people that are controlling the government. Other than that, I don't think anything's wrong with the United States. Now, could it be better? Of course. Yeah, there are things that could be better. I think there are a lot of laws that we have that we don't need. But I don't think the one world government thing is necessarily the issue, right? The issue is, what kind of government would it be? Now, I heard Bill Cooper say they want to make it a socialist government. They want to make a one world socialist government. Now, that's a problem, right? But if we have a government like the United States as the one world government, I don't think that's a problem. I think that's the best outcome possible. That's what I feel. But in order for that to happen, first of all, we have to have the right people that are in control of the government. Because let's just say, this is a hypothetical situation, but let's just say we went to China or Russia or another country. And we're like, hey, let's merge our countries. Let's make one country. Right now, as the way things are, they don't want to do that because they see the corrupt people that are in control. And they're like, why the fuck would we want to join with you guys? You guys are corrupt, even though they're corrupt too. But they're like, well, you guys are corrupt and we're corrupt, so we're going to do our corrupt thing over here. You do your corrupt thing over there. But I think if the United States was not full of these corrupt people controlling it, maybe more countries would be willing to join, right? And just, again, I don't have an issue with the United States taking over other countries. If the other countries are willing to join, why not? What's the issue? I don't see the problem. I don't get why people have an issue with that. What does it matter? We're still going to be in a country anyways, right? It doesn't matter anyways, whether you go to another country or you go to another state or whatever, you're still going to be part of the United States. So it's not like another country joins us and then, oh, now you got to move to that other place. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference, really. Now, this is an idea that works if the right people are in control. That's all I have to say about the one world government thing. You can agree or disagree, but that's how I feel about it. It is what it is. So moving on, then he says, if initially humans become suspicious of the intent of the aliens, all they have to do is bring out some shiny, attractive toys like med beds and free energy devices, stuff the evil ones already have, and governments have banned them from the rest of us. And the average human is so naive that they will be rolling out the red carpet and cheering them in. And anyone who is not in line with the masses about this will be called conspiracy theorists and have stones hurled at us in the same way they did when the fake flu jabs were mandated upon us by the governments of the world. That's my take on it anyway, although I would be happy to be proven wrong. Well, my belief of what's going to happen is that the good aliens are going to present themselves. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. This is what I think is going to happen. This is my bold prediction, my psychic powers at work, whatever you want to call it. Or just, whatever. Just my random guess. I think that the good aliens are going to come. They're going to present themselves to everyone. And there are going to be a lot of disbelievers because I see a lot of people that not only are religious, but when you present them with evidence of the truth, they deny it. So I still see people saying this shit about, like they believe the stupidest shit. They're like, oh, well, the government said that this is happening. The government said that it's China or Iran has a mothership or all this stupid nonsense, right? And I'm like, why are you listening to the government? Why is the government even a thought in your head as to what's happening with these UFOs? The government should not even be. And then on top of that, people keep calling them drones. And I'm like, why do you keep calling them drones? What's a drone to you? A drone is a big ass fucking aerial phenomenon, a big spaceship, a lights in the sky. That's a drone to you? What's a drone? Like the word has lost all meaning because now everyone's calling anything they see in the sky that's not a plane or a helicopter a drone. It's not a fucking drone. I'm tired of hearing that shit. It's pissing me off every time I hear somebody say a fucking drone. It's not a fucking drone, okay? None of these things are drones. At least not what you guys think the drones are, right? Because people think, oh, people are flying their drones into the sky like a hobby. It's not a toy. Like these things are not toys that you fly up into the sky from a remote control that lasts 20 minutes at most with battery, 30 minutes, whatever. These are advanced vehicles that are being flown by extraterrestrials, whether remotely by the extraterrestrials from their ships or they're actually in them, flying them around. But regardless, these are not drones. Whatever you think drone means, this isn't that, okay? So back to what I was saying about what I think is going to happen. Because people are either religious or they deny everything, right? Like if you present them clear photo evidence of something, now they're saying, oh, it's AI generated, or it's CGI, or the picture's too blurry, or the picture's too clear, so somebody made this, it's not real. There's always an excuse why people don't want to believe something. You can't convince people to believe anything they don't want to believe in. So that's going to be an issue when the good aliens present themselves, because they're going to come down and try to be good and welcoming, or not welcoming because they're the ones coming here, right? But like, you know what I mean, like hospitable. They're going to have that energy of they're trying to be friendly. That's the best way I can put it. They're going to come down and be friendly. And humans are not going to believe them. Because humans, I don't know if you guys notice, but they don't like to listen to good people. They don't like listening to good things. Humans, if that was the case, we wouldn't be in the world we're in now. That's why you see, like, and what I'm saying is, humans tend to listen to the wrong thing. If they listen to the right thing, we wouldn't be where we're at now. So when the good guys come and they try to help, they're going to be either shunned or turned away. I'm hoping that humans can see through the bullshit that the government that keeps lying and changing the story is not going to tell them the truth. Because the government is going to be the same ones that are going to be pointing to the good guys and saying, those are the bad guys, they're trying to take over the world. And they're going to use, the evil ones behind the scenes are going to use human puppets to tell you, oh, don't listen to the good guys, they're the bad guys. That's what they're going to do. That's what I think is going to happen, right? What happens from that point forward, I don't know. Because I don't know what the good aliens are going to do to counteract that. But again, the good aliens, the way you can tell the difference between the good ones and the bad ones, for me anyways, is they're trying to free humanity. And if you think being free and not being controlled by governments and evil aliens and entities is a good thing, then those are the good aliens. If there are aliens or evil or anyone coming to this planet saying, oh, we're going to take over, we're going to show you a better way of doing things, we have a better government, that we're going to, those are the bad guys, okay? That's how you can tell they're the bad guys. Anyone that's trying to perpetuate the system we have now, or to improve it or to keep it going, those are the evil ones. It's that simple. That's how you can tell the difference. So I hope you guys are listening to that, because that's the most important thing I can tell you. So I'm going to read this response, the response that I had, and then I'm going to go through his other comments. I said in response, the difference between the good and the bad aliens is that the good ones won't be trying to take over. That is the easy way to tell. Anyone trying to control humanity for any reason is evil. The good ones don't believe in interference and truly have a free will code, hence why they have not been here to save us from ourselves in the past. Now, I don't know where you said this, Raffi, but I saw you say something about how come the good aliens didn't get in the way or save us from other conflicts or something. I saw you say it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I thought I don't know. I don't know where I saw you say that. But to answer that comment, I don't know where it is. I can't find it. I don't know if it's in this comment or in another comment. But the reason why the good aliens haven't come in to interfere in our affairs in the past is because if you think about all the evil things that have happened on Earth and who's doing it, even though there are evil entities behind the scenes controlling humans, humans are still doing things to other humans. And humans are willingly accepting their fate, meaning humans as a whole, as a collective, are living their lives as if this is the way things are supposed to be. There's not any real major revolting or uprising or rebellions or revolutions or anything like that going on in the world. I mean, I'm not saying it's not happening at all, but what I mean is humanity as a whole is not really fighting back against the systems that we have. And when humans take over a system, they keep the system going. When humans don't realize that the systems that they're fighting to take over are the problem. It's not the people that are in control that are, even though, yeah, the people that are in control are the problem. But when they get control, they're the problem now. Do you see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if one dictator takes over for another dictator, or one president takes over for another president, whatever you want to call it. You still have the same system in place. And that's the issue. The issue is the system. We have all these governments and things that control us. And until that is broken, we're not going to be free. This world's not going to be better. So that has to be fixed. So again, because humans are doing this to each other and to ourselves, why would the good aliens come and try to interfere and break that for us? We have to do that. We have to fight back against these systems and say we don't want this shit anymore. We don't want things like this. I don't know about you guys, but I was born into a world where I live in a country and there was a government already established when I came into this world. I had parents. There was a school system I had to go to. There were religions I had to study growing up, even though I didn't want to, but I was forced to. And when I got older, I had to work. I had to go into the military. I had to do all these things. I didn't make the system like this, and I don't like it. I don't want to be part of this shit. I don't want this shit to be like this. But this is the system that I was born into. I don't want this. I didn't make it like this. This is the way it was when I came here. And until I got older, I didn't realize it was fucked up and wrong. I had been conditioned by my family and, friends and people that I grew up with to believe that this is the way things were supposed to be. But me being me, ever since even when I was a little boy, even since I was young, I knew something was off. I was like, this shit is fucked. This is not the way things are supposed to be. I always knew, but I didn't have the answers and I didn't have any support. I didn't have anybody to tell me or show me the way. I had to figure shit out on my own. And then I ran into the right people and then I found the right information and it led me to the truth of the world that I live in. We're in a slave world. All these systems are made to keep humans as slaves. None of this shit was made to benefit humanity. It's only made to benefit the evil ones that control the world. That's it. And they're not human. So they don't give a fuck how these things affect us. All they care about is, as long as we're alive and we serve them, that's all they care about. They don't care about anything else. And when I say they care about us being alive, they don't care about you individually being alive. They just care that the human race continues. So if a bunch of humans kill each other here or there in wars, they don't give a fuck. So what? More humans will be born later. Or they literally can just start the human race over if they want it. They have the capability to do that. So again, the evil ones that control the world don't really give a fuck about us. As long as we're serving them and feeding them energy and literally our bodies and our lives, they're good. They don't care about us. Michael Jackson said it. He said they don't really care about us. Look up that song. And he was talking about the evil ones that control the world. But the good aliens, the good ones that want to help us, they want to break those systems. They want to help us to break those systems. But again, what they're doing is they're working from the outside in. And what I mean by that is they're showing themselves. They're not doing anything harmful to humanity. These UFOs or whatever. They're not doing anything. They're just showing themselves. Why are they doing that? Because they're trying to get humans used to the idea of aliens and UFOs. Because most humans on a mass scale haven't been exposed to this before. Like, this is new for humans. I've dealt with this for a long time. So I already knew this is how things were. But a lot of humans didn't know about this. They never experienced anything like this. And they're seeing it and experiencing it for the first time. And now it's on a mass scale where nobody can deny what's happening. So again, they're trying to slowly introduce themselves. And then when they feel like, because they can measure everyone's thoughts and feelings on the planet. They have the technology to do that. So when they feel like everyone's ready to see them face to face and they feel like humans will be accepting, they're going to present themselves. But again, even if they do that, humans still have to decide, are they going to accept them or not? That's the choice that humans have. Are we going to keep living in the world we're living in that's completely fucked? Are we going to allow others to, other entities to come here that have our best interests at heart to try to help us to make things better? It's a choice that humans have to make. It is what it is. But let me continue with my response. So then I said, the good ones don't believe in interference and truly have a free will code. Hence, they have not been here to save us from ourselves in the past. I already read that. Humans have done most of the damage to themselves and at any point could have chosen not to hurt each other. But consistently, humans as a collective have decided to follow what the evil ones have told them to do. That's what it is. So in essence, everything happening on this planet is all humanity's fault. And at any point that humanity wishes to free themselves, they can do so. I'm going to show you an example of what I mean. If everyone thought the way I thought, if everyone thought like me, we would be free in a second. But guess what? People don't think like me. Very few people think like me. Very few people even understand what I'm saying. So that's the problem. Until humans think the way I think, and I'm not saying you have to think exactly like me, but as far as being free, like if you want to be free from this world and these governments and these evil ones, if you really wanted that, if humans wanted that as a mass collective, we would be free in a second because none of these systems would work. They wouldn't be able to enslave us or control us or tell us what to do. We would do whatever we would want and they would have no control over us. And we would be free. And it would be the end of the story. Done. But because humans are not like that, we're where we're at. So at any point, humans can choose to be free. They can say, fuck it, I'm done with this. I don't want to listen to these governments. I don't want to work. I don't want to do any of this shit. I just want to do whatever I want. I don't want to do anything that these evil ones and these governments tell me to do. I don't want to do any of it. That's how you become free. It's that simple. Very simple thing to do. But are humans going to do that on a mass scale? That's why the good ones are showing themselves, because they want to show the world, your governments have been lying to you. Are you going to keep listening to them? Are you going to keep trusting them? That's why they're doing this. Now, because they feel this is the time, humans have had enough experience watching movies and all this other shit about aliens, right? So they're like, now is as good a time as any, when we still have a free internet, quote unquote, to spread the information and get people to see what's happening and to know the truth. And I'm part of that, right? That's what I'm doing here. So then the next thing I said is, but humans prefer to be sheep because of their low IQ. Hence why we have the world we have today and why I am the way I am towards them. So again, humans prefer to be led astray. If they wanted to be free, they could. But you know how many people, like I said in the beginning of this video, I hear so many fucking people saying, oh, that's just the way things are. We can't change anything. We can't do anything. What are we going to do? It could be worse. Like, that's the mindset of the average human. Most humans think like that. There's no way you can free yourself or the whole collective human race when people think like that, right? Because even me, right? I want to be free, but I can't do shit by myself because the rest of the world isn't thinking the way I'm thinking. So I'm stuck in this prison with you guys until you guys figure this shit the fuck out. That's why I'm saying the shit I'm saying. And again, I can't be nice about it because there's no nice way to say this shit. I mean, there are other people that can say it in a nice way, but that's just not me. That's just not my personality. That's just not who I am. Enough is enough. You guys have been cuddled and patted on the head and fucking babied this whole fucking time. It's time to wake the fuck up and free your goddamn selves. That's it. There's nothing else to it. I already told you guys how to do it. It's easy as fuck. But are you guys gonna fucking do it? Until you guys do, I'm gonna keep fucking talking. Because I can't be free either until you guys free yourselves. And then we can all be free together, right? It is what it is. So then I said, they need to wake the fuck up and stop being led to their own demise. It's the only way they will be freed. No one is coming to save them. They have to save themselves. And see how I'm excluding myself from the human race. Even though I reside in a human body, it disgusts me, and I don't care if you guys get offended or not. It disgusts me to qualify myself as a human or to think myself as a human. First of all, my soul doesn't even identify with human. That's the number one thing. I identify as a dragon. And I'm not talking about this weird LGBTQ bullshit. I'm talking about I'm a fucking dragon. That's what I am. That's my soul. So this human thing is new to me in terms of me being in this body and trying to get along with you guys and intermingle with all of you. It's new to me. But I've had enough experience studying you guys and observing you guys to know how to deal with you guys. But I don't consider, and that's on a higher level. Now, if I go down to the earthly level, I don't think like you guys, and I don't do things the way you guys do. So I don't feel like a human, right? Because I'm like, I don't do anything the way you guys do it. I don't think like you guys do. I don't talk like you guys do. Nothing in my life is anything like a human other than I'm in a human body. That's it. But it is what it is, right? Of course, I'm subject to the human body condition in terms of the curse of flesh, right? Where I have to abide by this body's limits, right? So in that aspect, I am human. But that's it. There's nothing else human about me. And to me, I don't identify my body as me. That's just, your body is nothing but a shell that you reside in, a container. Your soul is who you really are. Right? So a lot of you guys are humans. Human souls, human bodies. I'm just human in body. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyways, then the next thing I said, then and only then will assistance be offered from the good ETs. So again, the way the good ETs look at it is, if you guys want to be slaves, who are we to interfere in your free will? You're choosing to be that way. You can choose not to be a slave, but you're choosing to go to work and listen to the government. You don't have to do these things. You're doing them because you think you have to. That's your own choice you're making. So why would the good ETs try to save you or help you when you're making a free will choice to be a slave? Do you understand? That's how it works. Nobody wants to help somebody that wants to be a slave. So we have to show, and I hate saying we, but the human race as a collective has to show the good ETs that, yeah, we want to be free. We don't want to be part of this shit anymore. And this is part of the plan, right? They're revealing themselves. They're revealing their ships. And they're going to give us a choice. Like, hey, your government's been lying to you. What do you want to do? You want to keep fucking listening to them or what? That's what's going to happen. They're obviously going to say it a lot nicer than I said it. But that's what it's going to be. Then I said, once humans have chosen true freedom over slavery, help will arrive if humans ever figure that simple truth out. And again, the good ETs are monitoring all our thoughts and our feelings, right? And they're seeing how we're reacting to the UFOs that you guys keep calling drones. And they're like, okay, what are these people going to do? Are they going to react positively, negatively? Are they going to keep listening to the governments that keeps lying to them and changing the story every fucking day? Are they going to finally realize the government's have been lying to them for years? They're watching everything that we're doing, and they're trying to see when is the right time to come down. So there's no date. There's no date in stone that says September 2025 they're going to come down. There's nothing like that. They're going to come down when they see that humans are ready to accept them. And that's, sadly, this is the truth. There's going to be a lot of turmoil on Earth before the good ETs come down. Because humans are going to fight with each other about what the truth is. That's because humans are that stupid, right? They can see the truth in front of them, but they're going to fight each other over what the truth is. And it is what it is. And the good ETs are going to present themselves to the ones that want to live in a better world. But if you want to be an animal and you want to live in the way that we've been living, they don't want nothing to do with you. That's the truth. So they're going to see who's going to do what. And the world's going to be in chaos because of this. But I know what I'm going to do. I don't know what the fuck you guys are going to do, but it is what it is. So now I'm going to read your other comment, Raffi. Then you said, and just to be clear, Raffi, I'm not like aiming anything at you or towards you. This is just in general. And I'm sure you understand because you're pretty smart and you're pretty good at understanding me. So everything I'm saying is a general thing, right? So even though I'm responding to your comments, I'm just talking to humans as a whole. Then Raffi said, another thing that I've thought about lately is this. Mankind, it seems, has made huge strides in technological and scientific advances in the last 100 or more years, particularly in electronics. Beforehand, we went through 2,000 years or more of comparatively no progress, and all of a sudden, the IQ level of man must have gone through the roof in the last 100 or 150 years. Is that possible? Maybe. Well, Raffi, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not possible. Humans did not get that much more intelligent. We haven't even gotten that much more intelligent than 2,000 years ago. Well, not we, but humans, right? Humans haven't gotten that much more intelligent than they were 2,000 years ago. They're pretty much just as dumb. But you did say here, and I'm going to keep reading, my personal belief is that despite the evil alien systems dumbing us down, we didn't just miraculously produce more geniuses overnight and more scientific breakthroughs. You're absolutely right. Humans didn't come up with any of this shit. Even Tesla was an incarnation of an ET, and that's how come he had all the knowledge. He was given knowledge by extraterrestrials, the good ones, how to do all the things he did. But the evil ones got wind of it, and they did what they did to him, right? They took all his knowledge and information and schematics and everything, all his plans and everything he came up with, right? All his patents, and they stole it. They stole it from him because they couldn't control the world with his technology. They couldn't put meters on his technology. His technology was free energy and all that other stuff, right? So they were like, we can't control humans with this stuff. If he releases this to the average population, we can't control the world. So the evil ones dealt with him and they dealt with his technology and they kept it for themselves and they won't let anybody else have it. That's what happened. Then you said, my belief is that certain technologies were deliberately introduced by aliens with the intention of controlling and harming us more, and that the breakthroughs were given to us by alien hybrids or pure aliens, either physically or by mind control. Yes, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah, most of the technology, especially in the last 50, 60, 70 years, was created because of the Roswell crash, where we were given technology by those aliens. That's where most of the technology came from in the last few years, the last 50, 60, 70 years. And that's why our society has advanced in the way it has. Even though they have way more advanced technology hidden from us, they're slowly trickling it out, right? Because that's how they control us. They keep every year or every few years they come out with something new. They're like, oh, this new thing we just came out. They've had all this shit. They've had it for a long time, but they're just releasing it. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I had a friend who knew someone that was in the military in the 70s, and he he saw a stealth bomber in the 70s that was but it wasn't introduced until the 90s, and the technology was there in the 70s, meaning this person saw a stealth bomber and they were told they weren't supposed to look at it, but the person took a peek at it and he saw it. And then 20 years later or so, the military is like, oh, we have a stealth bomber now. And he's like, wait, I saw this shit like 20 years ago. Like, this is old, but it was new to the public. So that's what they do, right? Like, they have all this technology that they have hidden, and they just slowly, release it to the average person. And then you said they could have given us UFO type of vehicles, but instead have us vehicles powered by petroleum, which is controlled by a consortium of evil people and of which wars have been fought. They could have given us free energy devices, but instead gave us nuclear energy and bombs, the equivalent of giving children a box of matches in a dried out forest. They could have given us Nikola Tesla healing devices, but gave us Rockefeller medical mafia that rarely heals, at best treats the symptoms with a lot of harmful side effects. Yep. That's, again, because all this stuff is about control. None of it is about actually helping humanity. The medical field, military, governments, none of this shit, the school systems, religions, all of these things are to control humans. None of it is to benefit humanity in any way. None of it. It is what it is. And then you said the other way that alien hybrids and true aliens on Earth will evil have, I want to say $1 trillion on humanity for years. I'm not sure what you meant to say here. And got away with it is through deliberately containing our biosphere so they can dumb us down. The crap they put in our air, our water supply, our food, in our oceans, hundreds of underground nuclear tests. It's more subtle than genocide, but just as effective. It dumps humanity down and shortens our lifespan. Yep. That is what's been happening. I think that's all your comments there. You said I put a very long comment that was taken down by YouTube immediately. It was questioning where the good aliens when all of the major tragic events occurred over the last 100 years. Yeah, this was the comment that I was talking about earlier. The fact it was taken down is interesting as it points out the type of discussion the government are trying to stop. Yeah, like I said, they hide these comments and you have to do this little trick that I showed you guys earlier. But long story short, I answered this earlier when I said that most of the things that have happened to humans have been done by humans. And humans could have stopped these events from happening by not participating. Like, I'll give you an example. There's nobody, for instance, like anybody in the military, right? Nobody is not, first of all, the military, you volunteer to be in the military. Nobody has to be in the military. Second of all, you don't have to shoot anybody. If you shoot somebody, you chose to shoot somebody. So you chose to kill somebody. That's your decision. You don't have to pull the trigger. Now you might say you were in danger or something, but regardless, you still put yourself in a position where now you're shooting somebody. So humans have control over their lives. This is the problem that humans have. They don't realize they don't have control over their lives. So all these tragic things that have been happening to humans are the fault of humans. You know how the billionaires have control over the world? Because they have money. You know why they have money? Because they have slaves. You know who the slaves are? The everyday workers, the humans. You guys choose to work for them. You make them money. Then they do shit to you. And then you're like, well, why are these evil things happening? Why are the billionaires doing this stuff? Because you're giving them your money, your energy that you put into your job is what's giving them money. So you're choosing to work because you feel like you have to work, because if you don't work, you can't take care of your family, you can't eat. And you know why you feel that way? Because you believe in the government. Not you specifically, Raffi, but anybody that works And they're like, well, the government controls all the food, or the government controls the land, government control. Well, why does the government control all these things? Because you guys give them your power and you vote for them. You believe in the government. You believe the government is supposed to tell you what to do. You believe in their laws. That's why they have all the power, because you guys give them the power. You give the billionaires the money by working for them and then buying their products. So not only do you slave away to make money for them, but then you give them the money back. So you make them money, and then the money you make, you give it back to them by buying their products. And then you believe in the governments and you follow the laws of the government and you do what the governments tell you. So you're giving the power to the governments and to these corporations by doing their bidding. And then you say, well, why are these evil things happening? Why are billionaires destroying the Twin Towers and all this other, or the government's destroying the Twin Towers and all this other shit, right? Anything you can point to that humans feel they've been the victim, humans have caused it on themselves. They chose to participate in something that is causing their downfall. So think about, this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. How stupid is it that people complain about working and making money when they're the ones that are they're keeping the system alive by believing that they have to do this? If everyone just said, I don't want to work anymore, I'm just going to go grow food or do whatever, right? Then everybody would be able to do it. There's this belief that people feel like they need money. Money is nothing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. It's not real. But people believe it's a real thing. So they put so much value and energy into it. And then that tool that they believe in is used to control their lives. So now you sit here and you're like, well, fuck, I need to make money. And if I don't make money, I can't eat. Well, if everybody just said we don't need money, we can just grow our own food and live on our own, and we don't need the government, guess what? The government will cease to exist. And so will the corporations. And you won't need any more countries. You won't need any more military or governments or anybody telling you what to do or controlling you or forcing you to do something you don't want to do. You can just do whatever you want. That's the world that we need to live in, and that's the world that will take place and happen if the good ETs have their way. And that's what the good ETs are trying to do for us. That's the path they want us to go down. But humans have to want to go down that path. And humans, up until this point, as a collective, haven't shown that they want that. So humans have to want that and make it happen. Instead of believing that we need to have governments and laws and money and all this shit that we have that we don't need, humans have to believe that they don't need it instead of believing in it. That's the only way we're going to be free of this shit. But anyways, I've said enough. I think you guys get the point. I hope that answered your comments, Raffi. If you guys like, comment, subscribe, share where you can. Hit the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.